Good Parrot and Bad Parrot. There was a parrot's den in a big tree trunk on top of a mountain. The pair of parrots in this parrot cage had two baby parrots. Just as the baby parrots were about to fly for the first time, a very strong wind blew through the area. The wind blew away two baby parrots. One of the baby parrots flew too far and dropped into a village where thieves lived. This baby parrot landed on a stack of weapons that belonged to thieves. Therefore, the thieves named this parrot Shield. The wind blew the other parrot, and it landed in a monastery in a different area. This parrot fell on a lot of flowers in the monastery. The monks named this parrot Bloom. Since then, the parrot named Bloom grew up with the monks. The parrot named Shield grew up with the thieves. Time passed. One day, the king of the country went hunting with his people. Before starting the hunt, the king gave an order to his people. If the prey escapes from anyone during the hunt, he will be fined. The king and his people started to hunt. They saw a deer and followed it. Unfortunately, the deer escaped from the king's side. All the others laughed at King. The king was ashamed of his defeat. Then the king said that I would run after the deer and somehow catch him. Then he ordered his driver to bring his horse cart. He jumped to the cart and ran after the deer fast. The king followed the deer for a long time. But he could not find it. He told his driver to stop. The king wanted to take a rest. And the horses were tired of running. The rest of his team missed the king and could not find a path where the king and his driver went. The driver saw a place and thought that it was good for some rest. Then he stopped the cart under a large tree. He prepared a place and invited the king to take a nap and get some rest. The driver started to massage the king's legs while the king was sleeping. The parrot named Shield saw that the king was sleeping. He saw valuable items the king was wearing. He planned to kill the king and rob these valuables. The parrot Shield screamed at other thieves in the village. Bring weapons. Kill this human. Rob his valuables. Do not let him go. Capture him immediately. The parrot cried out like this. The king awakened and listened to the sound. He saw that the parrot was screaming. He knew that this parrot was well trained. I and my driver have come to a village of thieves. Staying here will be deadly. Then the king said to the driver, we should immediately run away. Prepare the cart. They came out of that area soon. Next, they came to a monastery. The king thought that this place was safe, and we needed to stay here and take some rest. Meanwhile, his team could find them as well. As soon as the king entered the monastery, the parrot named Bloom came to the king. He talked with a beautiful and kind voice. My king, your presence is a pleasure for us. We are here to serve you. We have fresh fruits to eat. Come here. You can rest here. You are safe here. Don't think you are an outsider. Think of this as your place. Like this, the king was proudly welcomed. The king was surprised. This parrot is very well behaved. We met another parrot before we came here. He also looks like you. But he is very evil. The king said his language is very harsh. He shouted, ordering us to be cut to death. Therefore, we fled here from death. I wonder how different you and that parrot are. Oh, King, that parrot you saw, and I are brothers. When we were children, we grew up in a den of the same tree. At that time, a strong wind came and blew both of us away. We fell into two different places. I fell into this monastery and grew up with the monks. The good deeds and words towards these monks also arose in me. But my brother fell into the nearby village of thieves. Raised in the company of thieves, he had very bad habits. That's how we both had different qualities. My king, we are who we associate with. If we associate with the good, we will become good. If we associate with the bad, we will become bad. If someone used to be good, he would not become bad just after he started to associate with the bad. We need to choose who we will associate with.